you probably don't even notice it anymore. The way you hold your breath when someone raises their voice. The way your body tightens before your mind even understands why. The way you say, "It's fine," while your chest feels like it's collapsing inward. There is a strange kind of quiet destruction that happens inside people like you. Not in one moment, not in one tragedy, but drip by drip, year after year, until one day you look at yourself and realize you've been burning to keep everyone else warm, and you didn't even notice the fire. This is the core paradox of people who slowly destroy themselves without realizing. The very behaviors that once protected you are now the ones that are killing your spirit. Your silence protected you. Your overthinking protected you. Your self-reliance protected you. Your lack of needs protected you. Your ability to endure anything protected you. But now, the silence isolates you. The overthinking paralyzes you. The self-reliance exhausts you. The lack of needs disconnects you. And your ability to endure has turned into a habit of tolerating pain you no longer deserve to endure. You didn't self-destruct on purpose. You adapted. You survived. You learned to make yourself small in order to stay safe. But survival mode has no off switch. And when the danger is gone, the behaviors remain. Still active, still firing, still shaping you. You become a person who knows how to endure everything, but not how to protect yourself. You become a person who knows how to give everything, but not how to receive. You know how to be there for others, but can't remember the last time someone was truly there for you. And so, slowly, quietly, invisibly, you start to disappear from your own life. This is the psychology of self-destruction disguised as strength. Let's define what's actually happening beneath the surface. People who slowly destroy themselves are usually shaped by a cluster of early psychological conditions. Here are the most important ones. This is when a child becomes the emotional adult in the household. You learned to soothe, stabilize, mediate, and absorb tension long before your brain was ready. Parentified children grow into adults who believe, "My needs don't matter. Love must be earned. If I stop being useful, I'll be abandoned." So they overfunction, overgive, over-apologize, all while slowly burning out. When your nervous system is constantly scanning for danger, you mistake calm for boredom and chaos for normal. Your body stays wired, your mind stays sharp but tired. You are always bracing for impact, even in safe situations. You destroy yourself through exhaustion because your nervous system doesn't know how to rest. This is the attachment style built from emotional neglect. You learned early, no one comes when I need them, so you stopped needing. But the cost is enormous. You become emotionally self-contained to the point of starvation. You don't ask for help, you don't express hurt, you don't show need. Not because you're cold, but because your brain expects rejection. You slowly destroy yourself through loneliness you pretend doesn't hurt. But the psychological mechanisms go deeper. The default mode network. This is the brain's internal narrative system. In people who self-destruct quietly, the DMN becomes overactive and self-critical. You should have been stronger. You shouldn't feel this. You're the problem. You don't deserve more. Your very identity becomes fused with self-blame. Schema activation. Schemas are deep unconscious beliefs formed in childhood. The two most dominant schemas in this archetype are self-sacrifice schema, others deserve more than I do, and defectiveness schema. There's something fundamentally wrong with me. These schemas run your life without you realizing. You don't destroy yourself intentionally. You destroy yourself because your psychology is still trying to survive an environment you already escaped.
Let's talk about the quiet price you pay. People like you live with invisible grief. It's the grief of the childhood you didn't get, the safety you didn't feel, the softness you couldn't access, the protection you had to provide to yourself. Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." And this is exactly what happens. You think your patterns are just who you are. You think burnout is your personality. You think being the strong one is your duty. You think holding everything together is your identity. But these are not traits. These are wounds wearing masks. You pay for this in 1,000 small ways. You apologize when someone bumps into you. You say, "I'm tired," when the truth is, "I'm breaking." You confuse being needed with being loved. You fear disappointing people more than you fear losing yourself. You let people take advantage of you because you don't want to seem difficult. You forgive faster than you heal. You endure longer than you should. And the core fear behind all of this, the fear of abandonment, not just by others, but by yourself. You fear what will happen if you finally stop being strong, if you finally say no, if you finally rest. You fear that the moment you stop carrying everything, everything will collapse. This is why people like you slowly destroy themselves, because you are never taught that you are allowed to protect yourself. Let's bring this into adulthood, into behaviors you will recognize. You might attract emotionally unavailable partners because your nervous system mistakes distance for normal. Overwork to avoid feeling useless or unproductive. Stay silent during conflict because your brain still believes disagreement is dangerous. Isolate when hurt because vulnerability feels unsafe. Feel guilty when you rest. Accept crumbs of affection because anything more feels unfamiliar. You become an adult who confuses tolerance with love, can handle everything except being taken care of, gives more than you have, then blames yourself for being exhausted, loses yourself in relationships because you never learned boundaries, over-explains, overthinks, and over-apologizes, minimizes your pain because you think others have it worse. 6 clear symptoms across life areas. Relationships. You attract takers, avoidant partners, and people who sense your self-neglect. You stay in unhealthy dynamics because you prioritize harmony over your well-being. Career. You become the dependable one who is never truly valued. You overwork to avoid feeling replaceable. Self-worth. Compliments feel suspicious. Criticism cuts deeply because it confirms your secret belief that you're not enough. Boundaries. You say yes automatically, then resent yourself. You struggle to say no because you fear rejection. Emotional regulation. You suppress everything until you shut down. You feel numb instead of sad, irritated instead of vulnerable. Internal identity. You have no idea what you want, only what others want from you. You confuse peace with emptiness because you grew up in chaos. But here's the critical truth. These behaviors are not flaws. They are adaptations. They are coping mechanisms. They are survival strategies. And anything that was learned can be unlearned. Healing does not begin with strength. It begins with honesty. Here's what healing actually looks like.
You become the adult you needed. You speak to yourself with protection, not punishment. You validate instead of dismiss. You meet the parts of yourself you've been avoiding, especially the ones that hold anger, fear, and unmet needs. You relearn safety through small practices, slow breathing, grounding, mindful awareness, self-compassion. You train your body to understand it's safe now. I am safe. Not everything requires endurance. Not every moment is a battlefield. Softness is not weakness. It's the courage to stop fighting ghosts. You allow yourself to rest, to ask for help, to say no, to disappoint others, to choose yourself. As Seneca wrote, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. And for people like you who have survived by disappearing, choosing to live fully, openly, authentically is the bravest act of all. The goal is not to be fixed. The goal is to become whole. You don't have to keep destroying yourself quietly. You don't have to keep surviving a war that ended years ago. You don't have to keep carrying the weight alone. You are allowed to come back to yourself. And if this message touched something inside you, share it, save it, or let it be the beginning of your healing. Your story does not end in survival. It begins in self-return.